So I recently got a fearful projection. Got it right. I got it. No, I attracted a fearful blah, 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 projection into my energy field. And, okay, so one, I attracted it. It would not have been able to come to me if there wasn't something there for me. So, sitting back into it, I could feel it in my field. I could feel this like worming energy kind of like starting to tingle at my auric field. And I was like, whoa, shoo, like this fear is not my fear. So recognizing that, because fear is never truly yours. And I'm talking about mental fear. I'm not talking about the adrenaline fear that comes in when you need to make a quick snap decision, where I like to use a car pulls out in front of you and you get the rush of adrenaline and you need to swerve, slam on the brakes. That kind of fear is different in how it feels in our bodies versus the mentally projected fears. Oh my gosh. So I'm noticing this and I'm like, oh, like, okay, like this is in my field. I attracted it and I'm able to witness it and notice it and stand in my power. So I I like pushed out my energy from within. I claimed my power and I said, "No. Absolutely not. Shoo shoo. This is not a belief, an idea, or a pattern that I choose to accept. I dismiss this. I say, okay, that's interesting. Thank you very much, and bye bye." So, why is it important that we do this? Because, but I'm going to tell you why. Because we live in a time where we have been so fearfully programmed with images, stories, the bad thing happening down the street. And in that way, we get scared that because it's happened to somebody else, it's going to happen to us. And that's not true. And I'm going to tell you why. Because your energy is so unique. You are creating your reality based off of your unique frequency. So something that happens to one person will not happen to you. I mean, it could, there's potentials there, but we are all unique frequency emanations of our soul's light coming through. So when you clarify your energy, when you come back into your power, because you're creating your reality, it's really a beautiful place to stand because, yeah, we're not doing this. We're not accepting other people's fearful projections anymore. We're putting the nightmare to rest because we get to create heaven on earth realities. And yes, send love. So that's the next part, is when you notice a fearful projection has been attracted and you can kind of consider it in your field. And you'll get good at this because at first you might notice it comes right in and you like, oh my gosh, I'm scared too. Fear is addictive in many ways. But we're going to flip the script. We're going to shift it to joy is addictive. Empowered creative energy is addictive. But we'll get there. So when we're looking at this fear, you may notice like, oh shit, it came in, right? It's like, oh, I'm feeling it in my body. This fear has been passed on. And that's why fear is a very parasitic energy. So fascinating. So when you notice that, whether it's fully condensed and you're like on it, you're noticing it, that you're feeling it, you've taken it in, or maybe you were able to hold it at the door, right? You're like, somebody knocks on the door and it's the fear and you're just like, I'm not letting you in. Like, whoever it is, you can come in, but you got to leave that fear at the door. You can't bring that into my house. So we are rejecting that. We are saying no, because we get to create our realities. I'm going to say it 100 times over. We create our realities. You create your realities, and you are attracting everything to you. And that's a hard one to bite onto, because what about the bad things? Arguably, nothing is necessarily truly bad. It's always going to be for you, but that's a shift in consciousness. That's how are you using your life experiences to advance your consciousness, to come back home into your power. So you notice this fear, and if you are able to witness that it is not yours, because fear is never yours, especially mentally projected fear, false evidence appearing real. It's a great thing to remember, because we really need to sit back and consider, all right, is this fear, what is this fear here to tell me? Because not all fear is bad either. So like fear, like all things, is a full spectrum of energy, and you have different experiences of that energy within that full spectrum. It's kind of like when you're in a peaceful energy, you can be all different kinds of peaceful, right? So when you notice that coming in and you notice that it's there, where your power lies in that moment is to be the higher resonating field of energy, love, and light and clarity. Because especially as light workers, you're going to notice that you probably have a heart's prayer to bring light awareness into the field, into this earth plane experience. So most likely you are asking and attracting that energy to you, because there's a part of you that wants to play in the energy of dissolving distortions, dissolving fear, helping to uplift, helping to remind people of who they really are, right? So when that comes in, you get to be the higher resonating field. And by that, I mean you are a more strong, powerful, soul light remembrance. You are remembering, wait a minute, we are love. We are extremely powerful. Like, I choose to create heaven on earth realities. I choose to create beautiful experiences for myself and others. And when I'm in that frequency, I attract like to me. So when these energies are presented to us, we can witness that energy, and we can dissolve that in our witnessing presence. The light of love offers an opportunity for distortions to dissolve and shift into higher frequencies, into higher octaves of that energy. And we offer the opportunity for that to dissolve. And sometimes it will, and other times it will be repelled, but that's not up to you. On higher planes, like with our higher self, like that's creating from a higher vantage point, we can remember that, it's all just perfectly divinely orchestrated. So we can kind of relax a little bit more in our bodies as humans and be like, oh, okay, my soul's got me, God's got me, like we are good, we are loved, we are protected, we are safe. However, I do understand that if you're not in that energy, you're probably not feeling as strong, you're probably not feeling as safe. So we need to reclaim that power. We need to reignite that light within ourselves, because we are so, so powerful. I'm going to say it again. Powerful, powerful, powerful. So this is my message for this little distortion that kind of came in that I attracted. So first, clean up my vibration, clarify my frequency, and then second, okay, let's look at this in the field and send it love and let it dissolve. Don't be mad at it. It's like looking at everything as if like everybody's a bunch of children and we're all just remembering that it's safe to play, remembering that it's safe to create, and nobody's going to yell at us, right? The fear program has been so strong for so long because most souls didn't really remember that they were creating in this life. So they were addicted, attached to the story that they were experiencing. And it was so real. It's like watching a movie and you get so absorbed into the experience that you almost forget you're watching the movie. So now we're remembering that we are playing the characters in the movie and we get to choose the script by way of shifting our frequency. So with that being said, I am sending you so much love, and I hope that you feel your power, because I am rising in that myself, and it is just so interesting. I think right now one of my favorite topics is dissolving fear. Well, I think that's just gonna be a course.